You know, there is a thin line between not giving the audience what they crave to keep them compulsively watching in a way that is satisfying, and not giving the audience what they crave to keep them compulsively watching in a way that is deeply frustrating. Guess which side of the equation I fell on with this third and final season of Madre Solo Hay. Although I am delighted we got the ending we did, because it wasn't a given, as I talked about in my Season 2 review, but for the most part, it did it in a way where I felt it robbed us of the emotional impact that ending should have provided. Honestly, this show could have absolutely ruined me if it had been done right, because it was all there in the concept and in the chemistry of the leads, but it just didn't quite know how to deliver on the promise of this concept, dishing up some frankly shonky writing. I guess it's no surprise, because the cracks in the writing showed painfully in Season 2 when it decided to have our leading ladies dealing with man-children for exes, all the while ignoring Mariana's love declaration to Anna from the Season 1 cliffhanger ending. I bemoaned how much time they spent while together discussing their ex-drama, but honestly, at least they actually spent time together. At least you could see, however faintly, that Anna was acting how she did, barging in on Mariana's app development and getting all jealous of love interest Ferran because she had feelings for her that she needed to acknowledge and process. At least it offered a minor storyline of Mariana stepping in as a kind of second mother to Sassy, and the ladies generally being involved in each other's lives. While Season 2 didn't live up to the setup of Season 1, which had built a lovely tension as they brought the women together and grew their friendship into attraction, it still had Anna and Mariana working as a team, both as co-parents and business partners and friends. I was not thrilled with Season 2, but then Season 3 came along and engineered a way to have the fake dating trope serve as nothing more than fodder for everyone else's reaction to it, instead of the emotional journeys of our ladies. A trope that was rich with opportunity for exploring Anna's confused feelings. For Mariana fighting her resurfacing feelings for Anna that she knows she shouldn't feel because she's meant to be in love with Ferran. Offering up moments where this forced intimacy affects them and brings their real feelings to the surface that they must fight because this is all a charade after all, and neither is willing to admit how they feel because the stakes feel too high. Instead, the trope became a mere husk of its potential to provide frankly surface-level drama centered largely around how Juan Carlos and Ferran's reaction impacted our ladies. Juan Carlos's incredulity at the legitimacy of Anna and Mariana's relationship and his attempts to expose them, and Ferran's hurt at being supposedly dropped like a hot potato, followed by the secret relationship once he found out it was a sham. It tried to capitalize on the farcical elements the trope offered without the core that makes this trope satisfying. It was all window dressing without substance. It did lead to the event that I'm sure many viewers were rooting for, which was Anna and Mariana sleeping together, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed that all too brief interlude very much. I thought it was super cute how they had the song actress Paulina Goto, who plays Mariana, had written for the ship playing in the background. Although the love scene should have, in all honesty, been twice as long because it's a really key moment in the arc of the series and it deserves to be given the time so we can feel the emotional impact of it, but instead it felt too short. It's not even about me wanting to see two women on my screen making out. Okay, so it's a little bit about me wanting to see two women on my screen make out, but it's about the honoring of this major beat. Given the fake dating trope was poorly executed, I honestly felt like them sleeping together came a bit out of nowhere. Had there been a bit more focus on the inner world of our ladies, their bickering to that point would have felt laden with subtext of their mutual attraction. It would have felt natural then for Anna to find the Dutch courage to seduce Mariana, even if in the sobriety of morning she freaked right out as her wall slammed back up. As it was, the bickering between our ladies felt contrived for the drama, with only that one moment leading up to them sleeping together indicating Anna's feelings, when she tucked Mariana into bed and smoothed her hair. That moment positively jumped out of the screen for me because it was this and more besides that I had hoped to see. Where was the awkwardness of having to sleep in the same bed for the first time, or them waking up cuddling because they'd migrated across the bed in the night, or having a chat as they lay in bed together, or having a chat as they did something horribly domestic like getting ready for bed? It could have been them helping each other get undressed after their investor party to show how naturally in sync they are. How about an admiring look when Mariana put on Anna's PJs when she forgot hers at home, and Anna telling her how beautiful she looks? Incidentally, where were the moments for Mariana to show she was feeling things too, because that was not apparent. That one moment of her putting a blanket over Anna did not suffice. Anna tucking Mariana into bed was a lovely moment to show Anna's state of mind, but I felt like I needed more to build up to them sleeping together. Instead of that, we got antagonism as they argued over where their daughter should go to school, and a frankly cringy protest when Anna's alma mater school turned out to be bigots. Nothing about how that protest was written was well executed. We got a lot of Ana and Ferran kissing, which only served to highlight how little physical affection our gals got to share, and we got Juan Carlos spooning Ana when that should most definitely have been reserved for Ana and Mariana. I mean, come on. Once the fake dating charade was up, they used Ana and Mariana sleeping together as a device to keep our ladies apart. So instead of leaning on each other as they had throughout season 1 and 2, the plot contrived to alternatively bring them to a place of quasi-harmony, only to push them apart again by putting them at odds with each other with as little screen time as possible, so that 1. They were exhibiting a fair amount of manipulative and secretive behavior towards each other that worked to counter the solid and healthy foundations they built. 2. It bottomed out the emotional core of their relationship. And 3, kept our ladies far away from each other with storylines that crossed over only sparingly for the rest of the season. The other couples also seemed to be suffering from this push and pull dynamic to create a number of repetitive patterns. So Teresa and Rodrigo, I can't say his name, Pablo and Cynthia, Mariana and Ferran, and eventually Juan Carlos and his lady love all yo-yoed back and forth in their relationships, which was frustrating when it was happening to Ana and Mariana, but to have that dynamic for all of these characters was just bad. What followed for Mariana after they slept together was some very confusing behavior. And while I can understand her feeling conflicted because Ana hadn't confessed how she really felt, and Mariana was probably afraid that it meant nothing to her, but then Ana confessed her love in a frankly ballsy move that I loved. Mariana's response felt illogical. It felt like writers twisting the plot to fit their agenda rather than it being an understandable and motivated character choice. They just spent the last season showing how beautifully these two fit together, how strong their bond is. Ana is standing in front of her telling her how she can't stop thinking about them sleeping together, that she's in love with her, and Mariana shuts her down. To top it off, after the show spent more time than I cared to watch of Mariana and Ferran trying to live together, doing the whole tiresome on and off again dance, of all the things that led to their breakup, it was the fact that he had a child he hadn't told her about. For her to break up over something like that seems an overreaction. A far more compelling and stronger choice would have been for her to realize that she loves Ana. At least then we would have gotten some kind of emotional journey, but instead we got nothing until suddenly she's declaring her love in return when Ana confesses her feelings a second time at the end of the show. I guess she breaks up with Ferran too early in the series and they had to tread water a bit because they wanted to save the ladies getting together for the final moments of the show. It just felt narratively very clunky. And then, good lord, the whole job situation that would take her away from Ana, her other daughter, her family, her baby daddy, it's not a decision I could have seen Mariana making. I did appreciate that she was being given the opportunity to build a career for herself without her being torn between being a mother and developing a career. That brief storyline was given to Pablo instead, or even between having a career and having love with Ana because she's allowed to have both. But all in all, I thought Mariana's storylines were weak and did not serve her character well at all. What I did enjoy, and yes, I did enjoy some things from this season, was Ana's journey. She started out the season as competitive and pushy and even childish, so we did get to see her go on a journey of discovery. The catalyst was sleeping with Ana, which made her finally confess her feelings, and oh god, I really felt for her there because she's normally very guarded in an effort to protect herself. It's probably why it took her getting absolutely plastered to make a move on Mariana in the first place. But rather than running away from her feelings this time, she was making a romantic dinner for Mariana. We saw her processing the fact that she can't run away from the strength of her feelings with moments like her sitting on the couch and looking at that picture. Then she actually reached out to Elena for help, which I really liked, and her willingness to explore her sexuality was a highlight. How she didn't feel attracted to her date is beyond me because damn, that kiss looked good. More convincing than her kisses with Mariana in all honesty, but I can roll with Ana being Mariana sexual, and I appreciate her posing these questions about her identity to begin with, even if I'll secretly headcanon that she's either a demisexual when it comes to women or was simply too hung up on Mariana to appreciate the absolute fox in front of her. An offshoot of that journey was her learning to be more selfless by respecting Mariana's choice to be with Ferran and then encouraging Mariana to take the job as an ultimate act of love, even though she's heartbroken. I also enjoyed that she and Juan Carlos managed to reconcile finally and be the good friends they were meant to be, although I definitely wish that Ana hadn't gone on to spend screen time trying to fix Juan Carlos up with his ex, favouring yet another storyline between them over nurturing the Ana and Mariana relationship. Quick side note, I also enjoyed Cynthia's journey to becoming a boss-ass bitch and that she and Pablo realised that they were just good business partners. When Ana decided to declare her love once more as Mariana was set to leave, the whole execution of that felt anticlimactic. I guess it was cute that Anna and her whole family rode over on bikes for it, but I would have infinitely preferred a tender moment between the women where they got to genuinely connect instead of the gimmick of the bike and pizza. The idea for which came from Mariana's conversation with Ceci earlier in the episode that Anna wasn't even present for. For me, the gesture therefore didn't land and felt cringy. What was frustrating is we only got a very few sparse moments where it felt like these ladies got to genuinely connect. Even within the show's climax, the moment the ladies came together left me feeling like I wanted more or better. Something like the declaration from season 1 where they did that ceremony where they looked into each other's eyes, held hands, and told each other what they admired about the other. I was craving something emotionally satisfying like that. But season 3 was marked by a frenzy of quickly rising and disappearing storylines, many of which should have been cut, and a cast that was bursting at the seams of its 10 episodes. The collateral for overstuffing that turkey was Anna and Mariana's journey to becoming a couple, which is criminal, because it was the heart of the show, and it got me wondering if this show was even really made for us queer ladies at all, given how they prioritize storylines. You see it in how the resolution of the series went. We jump to 3 months later. It seems Mariana is back for a commitment ceremony, but is it to each other? To their family? Is this supposed to be a quasi-wedding? I'm confused. I guess they're officially together doing long distance, but how long is Anna going to be gone? Will she move back? What's the plan so they can actually finally live together? I don't like that we end the show with them physically apart and no insight into where things are truly at. Then we're at the hospital. Mariana's brother is born with every man and his dog there, and so we close out the series without even a single private moment for these ladies, and I'm left with that feeling you get when you have a final bite left of a tasty treat and it's snatched away as it's about to touch your lips. Let me know what you thought of the season. Check out my other videos. There are a few now on my channel, and until next time, lady lovers.